Go ahead. Go ahead.
Guys, he's setting me up. He was really hoping the cards would fall and I would have to announce this next fight. I'll give it a go.
Do the other one
Um,
first so you can get one of
okay,
the names.
I got one. This guy's Irish. I'm part Irish. I can say this. Beaver Crosbie. Not too bad. All right. Taking on a guy nicknamed the Super Saiyan from China.
Sick nickname.
JP, man, you really are doing me dirty. All right, here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Tealake Nurgzhay. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another episode here on Locked Door MMA. We're your hosts. I'm Brevin. This is my good buddy JP. And in today's episode, we will be breaking down, giving our analysis and prediction for every single fight for UFC Fight Night Walker versus Zhang in Shanghai, China. Yes, this is going to be an interesting card. At our time here in Arizona, prelims start at midnight, main card starts at 3 a.m. So, not sure what that entails for JP and I. But for those of you that are going to be watching it out there live, should be a fun one. We got some big names on this card, but before we dive into it, just want to give a quick shout out to you guys as our current viewers, our current subscribers. We appreciate you guys as always. Welcome to the Locked Door MMA channel. If you are new, welcome to the community. We've had a few new subscribers since last video. We appreciate you guys. You found the right place. Welcome to the channel. Let's get locked in for another weekend of fights. JP, last weekend, UFC 319. It was a fun one. There's a lot to talk about, and we'll dive into it. We were up in Prescott Valley at your place watching the fights. It was a great time had by all. What were some of your key takeaways from that UFC 319 fight card?
I mean, what a freaking weekend, dude. Still feeling the effects of it, even though it's Monday. So I mean, you whoever had the over on the high noons, smack that, hammer that. Yeah, before we keep going, yeah, thank you guys. We appreciate it. All right, we asked you guys, help us out with the algorithm. All right, it's kicking our ass right now. And you guys did. Definitely did. So thank you for that. Crazy card. Crazy card, man. A lot of excitement. And then a lot of honestly, I just think bad takes after the card. 4-1 on the main card, Brevin. 4-1. All right, phenomenal. Let us know what you guys thought of our picks together. I understand what the overall record was, but I think it saved us. I think that the two that we were different on was the Murphy-Pico fight, which is crazy. We'll get to that. And then the Battle Rizzy-Boya fight. That's the first thing I want to talk about. This guy misses weight by 4 pounds after moving up and missing weight at 170. I mean, how the hell does that happen? That makes literally zero sense. What did he miss it by? Like 1.5 pounds at 170 or something?
Yeah.
And then you move up to 185, miss it by 4 pounds. And honestly, Brevin, I think Rizzy-Boyev, because we're going to parlay him with Lerone. I think we got robbed this week. Okay.
I agree.
We would have had a fat dog parlay. It would have smacked for sure. Is what it is. I wouldn't blame them for cutting Brian. That's just terrible. That's terrible. Yeah, going over the prelims real quick. Early prelims don't really care. Karine Silva, Brevin, you still feel like she got a robbery decision? I still do.
Yeah, I think it wasn't really a close fight. I do think Silva lost that fight and Barboza had won it. You know what? We take robberies. We also have to deal with them when they go against us. So a win's a win in my book. Good job, Karine Silva, but she got outfought by Dione Barboza. So it is what it is.
100%. That is why you don't bet on women's fights. Right there. That's what happens. But like you said, we'll take those. The elephant in the room are our dreams. Brevin's dreams. Our boy. The little boy. The ballerina, if you fucking will, because dude thought he was dancing on Saturday night. What the hell is Chase Hooper doing? Okay? I'm not even going to give credit where credit's due to Hernandez. I don't think he looked that good. I really don't. Chase Hooper, and who else was it, Brevin? There was someone else on this card that was just spinning like a fucking ballerina. Do you remember who it was?
Um, no, I don't. I can't
Was
recall
it
who else was
Barbosa?
spinning. We saw a lot of spinners. Two of the spinners found spinning elbows. There was another spinner that also was just not connecting with anything.
I mean, Chase Hooper threw probably 8 spinning strikes. None of them landed. Over half of them
Oh
weren't
yes,
close.
it was a Levy, first fight of the night.
Libby.
Yep.
I mean, just atrocious. And then he gets hit and turtles up like a little boy. Whatever. Bad pick, I guess. Whatever. I don't know. Godinez Andrade. Andrade's got a chin. Going punch for punch for is a terrible idea. And Lupi pulled out a good win. Mearshart don't care. He's trash. Just puts his arms out. Doesn't fight back like he did against Shabaznian. Whatever. Oleg Zaychuk. I'll give him credit. Didn't follow him to the ground. Exactly what he needed to do. Is what it is. Susarkayev. I think he almost got fraud checked a little bit. At the end of that first round, would you say he got saved by the bell at the end of that round?
No, I think he was fine. He definitely got rocked. Looked a little wobbly on his feet, but I don't necessarily think he got saved or fraud checked. I think Eric Nolan's a good fighter. I think it was unfortunate that he had to go up against a killer in Susaikayev, whatever. Can't pronounce the name. Bansager, let me pronounce the first name. Who knows? He's a good fighter. It's unfortunate. But no, it was a good fight.
Yeah, I agree. I think Eric should get signed for sure. Off of that. Elliot Asakura. Tim Elliott does Tim Elliott things, I guess. I don't know. I mean, just go ahead and roll over and pull him on top of you into a guillotine. You guys know how I feel about that shit. Whatever, dude. MVP Cannoneer. We try to tell y'all he's gonna dance circles around him. And then we say, yeah, he got taken down in the third round. Yep, look what happened. Absolutely nothing. MVP with a decision. I'd like to see him knock people out, but going up a weight class, Jared's big. Jared's a big guy, so is what it is. But lock hit there. All right. Prates and Murphy. Just crazy. I mean, absolutely crazy. Both spinning elbows. Carlos Prates almost made me vomit with the noise that his made off of Jeff Neal's head. I don't know, Brevin. You see either of those fights ending in KO, much less a fucking spinning elbow?
I mean, certainly the Prates fight. I did call that on our episode that Carlos Prates would be winning by KO. Jeff Neal doesn't get knocked out, guys, but he did on Saturday, and I knew that would take place. Now, the Lerone Murphy KO, I will give him some credit because no, I did not see that being the case for Lerone Murphy. I thought Murphy would be the one dancing around the octagon, pointing his way to a decision victory. Vico maybe would have been the one to find a big KO, but no. Lerone Murphy spun, struck him perfectly on the temple, and it was a bad knockout, dude. They had to rip the mouthpiece out of Pico's mouth. The dude was like stiff on the ground. Sad to see, but great victory for Lerone Murphy.
Yeah, they took him to the hospital right away. Did CAT scans. I'm pretty sure he's all right. He came out with a statement or something, but all right. I want to hear your take on the main event. Okay, was it a boring fight to you?
Guys, frankly, I don't care. Hamzat did Hamzat things, and we told you guys what he was going to do. A lot of people disagreed with us. So, like, if you were that person that just thought it was going to be a different fight, sure, I could see you complaining, saying it was boring, what have you. Hamzat went out there and wrestled him, and we told you he would. He's a better wrestler than Dricus, so don't complain about it. If you've ever watched a Hamzat fight before, what else are you expecting? I don't know. Do your research and don't be a casual.
I mean, what are we talking about? What are we talking about? Everybody, first of all, I want to see him go out there and get a finish. He doesn't get a finish. He's not finished. You guys were all hyping up your boy DDP. And now it can't be DDP's good enough to not get finished. It's just Hamzat's boring and decides to not finish him. That's the narrative. Boring? He threw 500 strikes. Oh, but they're little shots on the ground. Then get up. Oh, wait, you can't because you're getting fucking ragdolled the whole time. Absolutely dominant. Absolutely dominant. Okay, DDP didn't win by falling piano, right? All those jokes. It didn't happen because Khamzat's just a force of nature, bro. He's just a force. I don't ever want to hear this shit's boring when you guys literally sit here and have watched Torres Finney fight. Torres Finney threw 4 strikes or landed 4, maybe 8. It wasn't double digits, let alone triple.
Let alone triple, let alone 500 strikes.
Exactly. Like, I don't want to hear it. I just don't. It's dominance. You can be upset. Is it the most exciting thing to watch? No. I also do think you guys just got spoiled watching 2 people spin and knock somebody out with an elbow. So
very fair. And like nobody was complaining when, Khabib was doing this to people. Nobody was complaining when Khabib beat Conor McGregor, and they were all happy because it shut Conor up, right? So for those of you that are going to be hypocritical out there, stop complaining. Khamzat can wrestle. That's what he does. If you get ragdolled by Khamzat, which a lot of people didn't think Dricus would. I mean, Sean Strickland was even like, oh, Dricus is the bigger man. He's going to be able to wrestle, blah, 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 blah. Yikes. I mean, it was just dominance from start to finish. And you know what? For a title fight to be that dominant in, the rightful guy won, and the rightful guy is now champion.
I agree. And let's not forget, guys, you can bet on that. You can bet on him to wet blanket somebody. I mean, I just don't. I think everybody are upset because they had money on DDP and he never got the chance, which, by the way, Mark Goddard tried his fucking absolute best to give you guys that shot.
That's true. That is true.
But I just think it's dominance. Is it the most exciting fight to watch? No. But again, you guys just had 2 things back to back that were nuts. So, I don't know. I think it was dominance. He does what he does. We knew he was going to wrestle him. All right, his cardio looked great. Good win by Khamzat. 4-1 on the main card, Brevin. Good one.
4-1 on the main card. It was a fun time. Great pay-per-view. I'm excited for the next big pay-per-view. We'll have to get all the boys together again because it was an absolute blast. And if you guys want us to do another live stream, let us know in the comments as well. We've been talking about that, itching to get back on the live stream. Let us know, and we'll probably throw that in the mix as well. But without further ado, JP, let's talk about some of these fights we have out in China, in Shanghai, starting with 2 guys that are prospects, I would say, at this point. Haven't really done much. 2 losses so far, for each one of them. Dayar Nurgzhay taking on Yuran Satybaldiev.
Yeah, if you guys are one of the people that are, I wouldn't say a hater necessarily, but a Brevin.
They're haters.
What?
They are haters.
a fan of Brevin pronouncing names, you're gonna have a fucking field day with this card. Okay.
Hey, it's a tough card, guys. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, it is not easy. This fight, man, interesting one here. If you guys are one of those people that hate kicks, slow down there. Obviously, if you have like Tourette's or you have a medical issue, it's uncontrollable. But I'm talking about in the cage by itself. Okay, the Dustin Poirier grabbing his shorts and pulling his head over. Okay, I think Dayar has one of the worst ones. This dude's constantly like he's got something in his fucking eye. All right. I hate it. I hate it. Don't like it. Look like shit against Ribeiro. Got subbed. But we've seen him in the octagon, right? We've seen him in the UFC. And I'll give credit. Ribeiro's not a can, right? He's tough. He can strike. He can grapple. He can do all this. So he's a tough out. Uran, people are hyping up. Good striker. Big guy. I told Brevin I'd say this in the video. I'm not going to say what I told him. There's a lot of guys on this card that do not move their head, okay? Sitting right there down center line, and they're just striking. Doesn't move at all, okay? A lot of guys that are good strikers on this card get hit quite a bit. I don't know. I'm not a big fan of either of these guys. Uran's 31, and now it's his second fight in the UFC, and he lost to who? Who's now cut? Big Booty Booty. I'm not going to sit here and tell you guys to go with Uran after I just picked against Boudet when he won and then got cut. Give me Dair. I'm staying away from it.
Yeah, and just a reminder, guys, JP and I are going to be on the same side for every single pick. Once again, we've discussed it, we've debated, we've had that meeting, and now we will bring you our two brains combined for every single pick. So, with that, you guys know who I'm going with as well. I think Dyar's going to be a great value here for you bettors out there, especially. Look for the KO prop. He's already a big time underdog. Like JP was saying, Uran doesn't move his head. And if you give a guy with great power a target that doesn't move, watch out. Sure, the tick is annoying. It's a bad visual. Judges are like, oh my God, this guy's hurt. He keeps touching his eye. I don't know. If I was in his corner, I would go up to every single judge and the referee before the fight and say, listen, my fighter has a tick. He's going to touch his eye. He's fine. Don't stop the fight. He's good. And don't take no points away. He's not getting poked in the eye, whatever. So he's an interesting guy, but he does have good power. He's very built. We saw Uran try to fight at heavyweight. Now he's coming back down to light heavyweight, which probably is his true weight class. But at the same time, the fight style, everything is going to stay the same for him. He's going to walk forward. He's going to keep his head very still. And I expect Dyer to tee off.
Yeah, Brevin said, I mean, we'll give you guys some props and stuff like that. I probably personally won't touch this fight, but like Brevin said, he is dog money already. You could just play the money line. If you're on the Uran side, probably play a sub,
Yep.
Other than that, any over-unders for this fight? I don't know. When I don't want to bet on it, I just don't do a bunch of research. I personally think if you're betting on Dyer, you're playing with fire in itself. So, all right, moving up. Long Zhao or Zhao Long. Okay, I know they switched the names because it's when it translates to English or whatever. I don't know. Versus Su Young Yu.
Yeah, this one should be a good fight. Zhao Long, good wrestler, good pressure. He's kind of a explosive guy. Pretty wild striking, but when he lands, he can clip you. Su Young Yu, probably a little bit more of a technical striker in this matchup. He's got good jiu-jitsu, hence the nickname. He wrestles pretty well, holds his own there, scrambles well. I like Su Young Yu's experience inside the octagon, especially inside the UFC. He's got a little bit of an age advantage as well. I think he's a very smart fighter, probably has a little bit more IQ, whereas Zhao Long is going to look to get this one dirty, get inside the clinch, find some takedowns, things of that nature, and hit something big as far as wild strikes go. And I just, from a pure better's perspective and a prediction perspective, I just don't like guys that are wishing for something big to happen. I like the guy that's going to be able to be the more technical, calculated fighter. So for that, I'm taking Su Young Yu.
Yeah, man. And sometimes Long, he'll stand in the pocket and just throw like crazy, right? He's got a chin. Like I said, a lot of these guys don't move their head. A lot of them do have chins up. They'll eat a shot pretty well. So
That's like a gift and a curse. You take so many punches in your day, you feel like you can take everyone's punch, but then you get into the UFC where it's a whole nother level of punchers and they'll turn your lights out.
True. Yeah, you're sitting there. Oh, I can take one. Well, there's gonna be one eventually that you can't, and it might be the one where if you would have won that fight, it would have propelled you. Who knows? But yeah, we're taking jiu-jitsu. Close lines here, very close lines here. So you could money line him straight up, put him in a parlay. I'd probably say you by decision. The over right now, over 2.5, minus 315, probably nothing there unless you parlay it with another over or under. So yeah, but give us jiu-jitsu.
All right, moving up this card, we have Yizha taking on Weston Wilson. It is separated. It's not just one name. It's Yizha. But then they put it together on Tapology for Yizha.
It's kind of like Rongzhu or Zhu Rong.
Exactly.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe I should ask my sister. All right, she's been to China. She's been to Japan. Actually, I just think I lied. I think she's only been to Japan. Who knows? Yeah. First thing I'm gonna say, guys, this might be a trap. Okay, Yizha right now minus 1,200. No shot. With that being said, I am gonna pick him to win. Okay, Weston Wilson, a karate guy, a grappling guy, got a weird stance. I personally do not think he's that good. He has no good wins in the UFC. He's gonna be bigger. I mean, the reach is pretty close, but he's a much bigger guy. He's tall, right? But Brevin, what do we say about these tall guys all the time when they're fighting a short guy who can strike a little bit, right? Your chin's way up in the air, and it's sometimes a recipe for disaster, right? Granted, his losses, I will give him against some absolute killers. One of them, Brito. I don't know how I feel about him right now, but I mean, my guy, the GOAT. Okay, Jean Silva. He lost to him, got put out by him. So yeah, man, I just don't know. And then when you look back, Weston Wilson just doesn't do anything for me. I like Yizha. He's not bad. He's got 14 sub wins. This line is crazy, crazy work right now, but give me Yizha.
Yeah, so here's the thing. There's no way that Yizha should be minus 1200. And JP said that. I agree with JP. Weston Wilson's a great grappler, and looking at Yizha's record, I don't know if he's going to stay away from going to the ground with Weston Wilson. And I personally just don't think that's a smart decision. And so it's like, if you can grapple a little bit and you find success, you're going to trust in it. Well, guess what? When Weston Wilson locks up something tight, all of a sudden that plan goes out the window. I think to find success, Yiza's got to keep this fight standing where Weston Wilson doesn't move his head. Keeps his chin up in the air. The karate style with no karate is not a great game plan. He has no karate, JP, but you're right. Very heavy karate style. And we
Mm-hmm.
saw John Silva absolutely just tee off, throw big punches, not get hit once in that fight, and beat up on Weston Wilson. The dude's striking is similar to Gerald Meerschaert's. I hate it, and for that, we went with Yiza. But just stay away from this line. And if you do want to play it, look at Weston Wilson by sub. It's going to be there for him. He might have some opportunities, and that's his only pathway to victory.
If you're playing this fight, I mean, go play a hand of blackjack. I'd so much rather do that. Weston Wilson,
I
he's
think
just chinny.
$3 on Weston Wilson by sub is going to pay you like, I don't know,
Something
50.
crazy. Yeah, something crazy. That is true. That is true. And that reminded me, saying that reminded me, we are degenerates. We did hit the casino after the fight. Okay. All the boys together had to go. We had a fat win to end the night. Okay. They said, hey, we are in Prescott, so they do close it at some point. So they said, hey, we're running the table, and they're like, hey, there's a last hand. You guys got to get up and go. Okay. Our boy over here, Brevin, said, you know what? I'm going to take the hand off. I'm out of here. And we, crazy hand. All right. I don't even remember what half of it was because I was drunk, and I'm sitting there looking at Brevin asking him, hey, am I counting right here? All of us hit big. Whole table hit big. All right. So if you want to play blackjack, go with your boy. And he also gives out great UFC fights. Okay? All right. Let's move up. Had to yap that out real quick. Next one, Michel Pereira. Okay? One of the more entertaining guys in the UFC. Going up against the return of Kyle Daukaus.
That's Kyle Daukaus. Welcome back to the UFC, pal. Excited what you can do. Tough matchup in your return, I will tell you. Michel Pereira, very dangerous fighter. He's now on a 2-loss fight streak right now. Not a great look, but it is against some really good fighters. He's got good power in his hands. Daukaus, he's going to press forward, look to wrestle. He calls himself the Darce Knight, which is a unique, interesting, kind of cool nickname. But then he goes out and backs it up. He does have a lot of wins by Darce choke. So I think that's kind of cool. Whereas earlier in the card, we saw a guy nicknamed Jiu-Jitsu, and he doesn't have that many submissions. There's a guy that also fights in the UFC. He's like the king of the knockout or the art of the knockout or
Tumen
something like that.
Dimbrel.
He's got no knockouts. So I don't know what we're doing. At least Kyle Daukaus has Darce chokes on his record and his resume. Michel Pereira, I was telling JP this. All he needs to do is to not dance before the fight. Just simply walk from the locker room to the octagon, put on a good performance, win the fight, and then we can dance afterwards inside of the octagon. But I'm taking Michel Pereira. I think he's got the better striking. He's explosive. Kyle Daukaus has been chinny in the past. He's fighting outside of the UFC, making his way back in. How has that been working out for guys lately? Not so good. Kyle Daukaus is going to have his hands full from a very powerful Michelle Pereira. We're rocking with Pereira.
Yeah, I feel like he got to. I feel like you have to. Kyle Daukaus has been proven to be chinny, man. He just has. And Michelle Pereira, look, Michelle can grapple, right? I don't want to hear that he can't grapple, okay? Well, look at the Fluffy fight. Fluffy's different, bro. Fluffy drags you into deep fucking water, beats the shit out of you, okay? That's like saying Nurgzhay can't grapple. He can. Fluffy's just that dude, right? And he's got power in his hands. He's this weird, unorthodox guy, like Brevin said. I feel like you have to. I feel like you got to see Kyle Daukaus do something in the UFC against these high-level guys. And he's on a, what is it, Brevin, 4-fight win streak or something right now?
Yes.
Look at the competition, dude. It's terrible. They're pulling him up from regional MMA on a 4-fight win streak against cans to go fight this guy who's this wild fucking guy who does backflips in the middle of a fight. All right? I love the nickname. Shout out to all the Batman fans out there, okay? Great movie. Great trilogy. Give me Michelle Pereira, okay? Michelle Pereira by KO. I feel like it's got to be. If it goes long, Pereira does slow down because of how fucking wild he is, right? So, I personally, I'd play Pereira by KO. Right now, under 1.5 is plus 145. A little sketch, right? But I wouldn't be shocked if he knocks him out in the first round. So, yeah, give us Pereira.
Yeah, 100%. All right, moving up, we have Rongzhu taking on Austin Hubbard.
Rongzhu, we got him in the right Zhu. Okay, last time he went out and fought. Both of us picked him over Cody, right? I believe so.
Yes.
So that was another one we were together for. So we just hit like crazy. Boss. Yeah, we're taking him again. Okay, and if you guys are have been around long enough, you know why. Austin Hubbard, Ultimate Fighter, Ultimate Fighter contestant that we just don't like, not whatsoever. He had a close fight recently with what's his name, Medeiros. Some people say that was a robbery. Whatever. Before that, Alexander Hernandez. Whatever. Before that, he beat McCall Figlak. And then he lost to Kurt Hollabaugh. Austin Hubbard is one of the guys that can do everything, and he can't do any of it at a high level. I feel like he's just decent all around. Rongzhu, I like his striking. He's fast, and he hits hard. He was outstriking Chris Padilla before Padilla hit him with one of the best elbows I've ever seen. Swelled his eye up almost immediately. I like Rongzhu. He's quick. He's hard to take down. He's just got better striking. What is Hubbard going to do? Press himself against his hips and lean on him on the cage again? He's going to lose a split decision. He's shown that he does. Give us Rongzhu.
Yeah. JP said it. Austin Hubbard, he's going to have to wrestle in this fight. He's going to have to control Rongzhu on the ground, and he hasn't done a good job of doing that as of late. You know, he likes to stand and bang too. He likes to trade with guys, and that's just not going to be a recipe for success against a much faster striker with arguably more power. You know, so if you guys like the KO prop from Rongzhu, look for it. I see this possibly going to decision. Hubbard's a tough guy. He's always had a chin. He's scrappy. Maybe if he does find a takedown, he can just lengthen this fight out and survive in round 3 or something. So maybe the decision's there as well. But ultimately, Rongzhu, right Zhu, bring me a 12 sneaker. No, that's the wrong Zhu. You know, I actually wear 11s. Let's rock with him.
Jesus Christ. Bro, the poopy jokes are probably funny for third graders. Shut up. Hey, the over 2.5 for this fight and the over 2.5 for Jiu-Jitsu. What do you think about those two parlayed, Brevin? You like that?
Yeah, certainly. I see those two fights as one where both guys are very tough. You know, both opponents are very tough, and I think they could extend that fight for all 3 rounds.
100%. And Rongzhu is just parlay guy. He's almost -3 to 1 right now, so parlay guy for sure. All right, moving up. Good one here. Very good one here. This is, and what Brevin said earlier, should be much higher on the card. I agree. Loner Kavanagh is going to make, I believe, his second fight in a row in China, which is crazy. Going up against Charles Johnson.
Yeah, this dude's fought so much in China that they now have a Chinese flag next to his name in Tapology. Crazy. Guys, it's just a glitch. The dude's from England, all right? So don't know why that is. Loner Kavanagh, good power in his hands, good striker, very quick. He's got, the Chase Hooper effect. Babyface. Doesn't really look like he's supposed to be fighting out there, but he's a very strong guy, very skilled guy. Don't let his looks fool you. Charles Johnson, he's a UFC vet. We've seen him fight some of the top names in this division. He has a win over Joshua Van. And I believe, JP, he's the last guy to beat Joshua Van.
Sure.
Now Joshua Van's going to be fighting for a title. Most recent loss, Temirov. I'll let JP cover that one. But for what the lines are right now, guys, great value play. We're taking Charles Johnson, the UFC vet. We think he's going to get it done. His striking, I believe, is on par with Loner's. And if this fight goes down to the ground, I'm trusting Charles Johnson a lot more than I'm trusting the young buck in Loner. So, yeah, I think Charles Johnson can get it done in a number of ways. Probably goes to decision, in my opinion. But give us Charles Johnson.
Hey guys, Brevin said it. Okay, last person to beat Joshua Van. If only somebody would have told you that was gonna happen. Oh wait, I did. Okay, Charles Johnson. We have, I don't think, gotten a fight wrong with him yet. Oh, wait, we did against Ramazan Tamirov, a killer, a strong guy, a tough guy. He hits hard. And I said, I wouldn't be surprised if this guy's fucking juicing. Long behold, Ramazan Tamirov pops for steroids. I try to tell you, okay? I'm telling you, everybody's juicing, okay? Goosey or Goozy or whoever, whatever his nickname is, Alvin Hines. We just saw him fight, who'd he fight?
Jonata Denise.
Oh, yeah, D's nuts. All right, lost to him. He popped for steroids. Everybody's fucking juicing, okay? I'm telling you guys. Ever since USADA left.
And we have called it out multiple times. Like, we are literally just pinpointing with our eyes which guys are on steroids and which aren't. And now two of them actually popped. We're good at this thing. I'm calling Dana White. We're getting job offers tonight, JP.
Abso-fucking-lutely. And if we're not part of drug testing, put us on the judges panel. I mean, last weekend wasn't terrible, but
I mean, what can I say? We're good with our eyes. We see something, we know what it is. And we don't need to take your blood work. That's the beauty about what we do for our drug testing. We don't need to take your blood work. Just take your shirt off. It doesn't have to be weird. We just have to take a look at a few things.
depends on how long and tall they are. Hey, Charles Johnson. Okay. Look, we both like Loner Kavanagh, and I'll make this quick. We've yapped enough about this fight. We both like Loner Kavanagh. He can wrestle, he can strike. Yes, yes, yes. Okay, we're in the big cage. It showed you guys it mattered against in the MVP fight. I told you the big cage matters. Okay, you're going to be able to dance circles. Charles Johnson has great footwork, great stand-up. He scrambles phenomenally well on the ground. And if you do not have extremely good top pressure when you're wrestling someone to be able to keep them down, which I feel like Loner, that's not his strong suit of his wrestling. Charles Johnson's hard to fucking keep down, and he does not gas out. Like Brevin said, I think it's great dog money. I think it's a great play. I like Loner. I just personally think Charles is too much. Give us Charles Johnson.
100%. All right, moving up this card. Maheshate, Ayaser, taking on Gage Young.
Maheshate. Maheshate has had one of the weirdest UFC careers that I've ever seen. Okay? You guys know who, when we talk about favorite fighters, right, who's at the top of Brevin's list. Okay? Because his left hand is straight from God and he's got power in it. Steve Garcia. Maheshate slumped Steve Garcia. Okay? Hey, watch out now. That sounds like a good win, right? Well, ever since then, Steve Garcia has gone absolutely fucking Super Saiyan and he's knocking everybody out. That's when I was talking to you guys. I feel like Steve Garcia learned, I'm just going to go forward now because people can't deal with me, right? Then Maheshate loses to Hoffa Garcia. Don't like that. Then he loses to Vyacheslav Borashev. Don't like that. Then he beats Gabriel Benitez by split decision. Say it with me. Don't like that. All right, in his most recent loss to Nicholas Mota. I don't know how Brevin feels about Mota. I personally think Mota's just a tough scrapper. Right? I know he trained at a different gym and he looked okay in the Sadykov fight. It was a back and forth fight, right? But I'm not a big fan of Mota. Gage Young, I understand in the UFC he's 0-2, counting contender series, right? He's had Quillen Salkilled. We like Quillen a lot on this show, and we've bet on him, picked him every time, pretty much. And then he's had, who was it, Brevin? Evan Elder, right, in his most recent fight. I personally thought it was a great fight, very back and forth. We think Evan Elder's decent. Gage can wrestle a little bit. He can strike a little bit. He can eat a shot. I think he's going to be able to out-muscle Maheshate if he can get to him. I personally don't think Maheshate's footwork is that crazy good to just dance circles around him in this one. Give me Gage Young.
Gage Young, young fighter. He's fought really tough opponents, and I'm glad the UFC's given him another shot to fight. Because he's very skilled, and I think we're gonna see that on Saturday. There is a reason he is here after going 0-2. He's fought some absolute dogs, and now he's taking on Maheshate, who's got some questionable losses, and really his only win over Steve Garcia, a little lucky. All right. So give us Gage Young. If you're betting this one, honestly, JP, I think Maheshate is pretty tough. I think this probably goes to decision. Maybe it's a little boring. I think Young can wrestle him, drag him down to the mat, win it on the scorecards. So maybe that's the play. Maybe the over is the play. But that's kind of my thoughts there.
Yeah, whoever side you're on this one, you can money line either guy, right? Gage Young's only minus 130 right now, so that's still, in my eyes, money lineable by itself. The over and under are both pretty close as well. Yeah, I don't know, guys. Personally, we're taking Gage. I personally am not gonna touch a lot of the fights on this card, especially being that it's at 3 a.m. You know,
They'll be sleeping.
Yeah, I like to sit there and watch my bets take place, right? So, who really knows? But yeah, I'll do more research for you guys when we do the video and stuff like that. But all right, go ahead. Go ahead.
Guys, he set me up. He was really hoping the cards would fall and I would have to announce this next fight. I'll give it a go.
Do the other one first so you can get one of the names.
I got one. This guy's Irish. I'm part Irish. I can say this. Kiefer Crosbie. Not too bad. All right. Taking on a guy nicknamed the Super Saiyan from China.
Sick nickname.
JP, man, you really are doing me dirty. All right, here we go. Tilake Nurgzhay.
Oh man, drop it in the comments. Who saw it coming? That's good. That's not bad. You guys are gonna see his name in the video. This shit's crazy. I listened multiple times. Okay, I kept rewinding the film to hear them say his name, and I still don't think I can get it. I think it's Tilake Nurgzhay. Something. So you weren't too far off. Weren't too bad.
Gave it a go.
Yeah, this Nurgzhay guy. All right, young kid, 24. I can say that. We can say that now. Okay, we've been out of high school for 10 fucking years now. Okay, we can say that. He's a tough kid, right? He's gonna be much bigger than Kiefer. He's one of those guys that I talked about earlier, right? He can strike. He can hit hard. Right? I like his striking. I like his offense. I like his aggression. He does not move his head. His chin's not necessarily up out here, but he doesn't move his head, and he does get hit. One thing about Kiefer Crosbie, he can box a tiny bit, and he has power, right? Is he the best? No. Obviously, subbing him is the way to go. Get him on the ground, negate his power. Sometimes he shells up a little too much with both hands, doesn't really throw anything back. That got him in trouble with Sam Patterson. Then Patterson subbed him. We called that. We like Patterson a lot. I mean, you gotta take Nurgzhay because Kiefer's just been shown to have a problem on the ground. Nurgzhay doesn't have a lot of subs. He's got one of them out of his 11 wins, but it was 2 fights ago. That's a little promising to me. Sure, the guy was trash. Do we think Kiefer, Jesus, do we think Crosby's good? No, I don't. So yeah, give me this kid. Give me Nurgzhay. I mean, his line right now is minus 380. That's crazy. Coming off the regional scene, short notice, minus 380. Don't like that. That sounds like a trap to me, but I am going to take Nurgzhay.
Yeah, you may not like it, but you got to accept it. This kid is going to be a problem come Saturday. If you guys haven't watched some of his film, very slick striking, very powerful. Another guy that kind of puts himself in some danger to land danger of his own. So he will have to be careful of Kiefer's power coming back at him. Kiefer shells up a lot, and I think for a guy like Nueraji, that's a blessing in disguise. You can slip in an elbow, you can slip in a front kick, things of that nature, work the body. He throws beautiful body kicks. He spins a lot, which JP and I won't like. And come Saturday, I think he really needs to keep that under control. You don't want to give a guy, the back if you don't have to, or get taken down just because you spun and whiffed. But Nurgzhay, a lot of people are high on this guy, like really high on this guy. There's people out there calling this guy the Chinese John Jones, and that's a legit thing. I don't necessarily see it. I think he's got good striking, good power, but he's not the Chinese John Jones. However, Leon Edwards has praised this guy for some of the slick kickboxing that he has. I mean, it's similar to Leon Edwards. He throws a left kick that's very well hidden. You can't pick up on it. He'll land it right to the liver. He'll throw it up to the head. Very slick. He's kind of a wild guy, but that comes with being only 24 years old. I just hope that in his UFC debut, he kind of just reels it back a little bit, but not too much. It's a hard balance between being calculated and technical, but also still bringing that danger and fire that you've brought to every other single fight. But for that, we're taking Nurgzhay. I think he's a dangerous fighter nonetheless.
Now here's my dilemma. Brevin, do you think this fight goes to the scorecards?
No. I think one of these guys is getting knocked out.
100%. I agree as well. The over 1.5. 1.5 is plus money right now.
I think that tells you all you need to know.
I kind of like that. The under 1.5 is the favorite. It's minus right now. I kind of like the over 1.5, under 2.5. But again, you're playing with fire. You're really playing with fire because it could happen right at the beginning of the second round. It could happen at the end of the first. You don't know. But I do agree with you. I think someone's going to bed. The overs right in this fight are just a little sketch.
Yeah, I don't love it in that one. I think you just take the winning method. KO. You can get in on both guys. It'll probably get you plus money still. Like we saw last week with the rounds, Carlos Prates got a KO with 1 second left on the clock. So it sucks if you had Carlos Prates round 2 KO. And the round 1 KO guys, they were going crazy.
Oh, this stupid happy. Also, you talking about spinning reminded me. There's a gnat in here, and I'm gonna crash out, brother. It's gonna make me crash out. You can spin, right? I don't hate it in the aspect of like, don't ever throw the strike type shit. But Chase Hooper, a guy that we're about to talk about right now, not fighting, but he fought one of these guys. I mean, Edson was doing a little much, but Edson made a career off of it. And then Alibi. You guys aren't fucking Mauricio Huffy. Okay? You guys aren't Carlos Prates, Lerone Murphy. They showed you how to do it. You time it. You let them walk into it because you're spinning. You can't spin and close distance at the same fucking time. It's not how it works. They're going to see it coming from a mile away. But like, once you throw 1 or 2 strikes, Brevin, and Chase Hooper's thrown 8, and he's not landing any of them, I mean, go put the tights on and be a fucking ballerina if you want to. Knock the shit off. It drives me crazy. Because like you're saying, all I got to do is just dip my head and step in and I'm on your back, right? Got a body lock around the waist. Shit like that. All right, moving up. Sumudaerji going up against Kevin Borjas.
Yeah, the Tibetan Eagle. Love this guy's nickname. He's taking on Borjas. Sumudaerji, he's a good striker. He's going to keep this fight standing. Throws a lot of leg kicks. There's a lot of body kicks to the head as well. I like his striking. I think it's pretty slick. Kevin Borjas, pretty scrappy guy. I think he's similar to Austin Hubbard, where he kind of does everything well. He can really find himself in any position and be okay. I just think for him, he's going to be staying standing as well. And I don't necessarily think you want to be standing with Sumudaerji. I think his striking's too slick. And he's going to find either the chin of Borjas or chop away at the leg. And we've seen Borjas have problems with leg kicks, calf kicks in the past where he just can't walk and he can't stand up. So he falls over after getting chopped down like a tree. And I think Sumudaerji can do that to him. So we're taking Sumudaerji. I like the KO. I think Sumudaerji can get it done, but Borjas is also pretty tough. Maybe it's a decision. I just like Sumudaerji here. The money line's pretty good as well.
Yeah, money line's great. Minus 155, 100%. Give us Sumudaerji. The reason I talked about the spinning shit, Kevin Borjas fought Ronaldo Rodriguez last time. And I think Ronaldo Rodriguez, without hesitation, without a shadow of a doubt, unanimously has now been picked as the dumbest son of a bitch to fight in the UFC. And I mean that wholeheartedly. Okay? The dude's got a mouth the size of a fish, right? And then he's sitting there spinning and spinning and spinning and spinning, and he didn't land a single one. And he kept doing it the whole goddamn fight. That's the shit I'm talking about, bro. And Ronaldo had the grappling advantage, didn't wrestle. Didn't wrestle. It's the same thing as Chase, didn't wrestle. And I don't want to hear, oh, he shot 2 takedowns, they got stuffed. Those takedowns look like shit. Right? Chase Hooper's a world-class grappler, and that's it. We're giving those 2 takedowns, and that's it. I mean, shit like that. Sumudaerji all the way. I understand Sumudaerji has a problem with grappling, right? A problem with getting subbed. His takedown defense has improved wildly. He is difficult to take down. It's just now, once you get him on the ground, when he's on his back, these are the times me and Brevin call people turtles, right? When they have troubles, when they're on their back, finally. But he is hard to take down. He's tall for this weight class. He uses it well. And Borjas is not going to do that. Kevin Borjas is not going to do that. I just don't like Borjas. I really don't. I think we're going to a decision 100% here. I think it's going to be a striking fight. I would parlay the over on this fight with another one. Maybe throw it in the one earlier that I said. Have all 3 of them going over. And you can money line Sumudaerji, like Brevin said. Give us Sumudaerji.
100%. All right, moving up this card. We have some big boys. 2 heavyweights. Sergey Pavlovich taking on Waldo Cortez Acosta.
This fight and the main event. These 4 guys are going to look like the biggest people ever in China. Okay? Especially at that time. All right. Other than Yao Ming, there's not a lot of tall people in China. Okay. So they're going to look like absolute monsters in the cage. Okay. I'm not going to lie to you guys. All right. This is one I was very split on. I had Brevin wrap my head around it for me because Sergey Pavlovich did not like the way he looked against Volkov. That is one of the fights where I will give credit to Volkov. I think he did look great. I know Brevin's going to touch on that. I'll let him do his spiel on that. But Pavlovich is kind of the slow, plodding heavyweight that's going to not have great footwork and slow and walk you down and throw the jab out there because he is very long. And Volkov negated that, right? Waldo is a boxer. He was a former boxer. But look at Waldo's resume, right? And his one loss, he's 14-1. His one loss is against Rogerio de Lima. Is anybody jumping for the Raptors saying he's good? In the Ryan Spann fight, he got clipped. And then Ryan Spann does what he does best. Sold. And then his most recent fight, I picked Sergey. Or was it Sergey? Yeah. I don't know. Spivak. I picked Spivak. Brevin picked Waldo. We both are sitting here saying it could have gone the other way. There's a bunch of people saying it was a robbery. Right? I don't necessarily if I'd say it's a robbery. But it definitely wasn't unanimous. And then he's doing all this taunting and waving you forward and whoa, pretending to stumble. I guarantee you he won't do that shit here because he'll get fucking slept. Give me Sergey Pavlovich. Give us the polar bear. I think he can return to form. There's only 2 losses right now. I mean, I know he has 3, but it's against fucking Volkov, and then it's against the best heavyweight in the world right now, Tom Aspinall. And he did clip Aspinall, right? I know he got dropped right after that, but he did clip. Give us the polar bear to return to form.
100%. I'm excited for this fight. I do think this is going to tell us a lot about the heavyweight division because right now it's pretty much in shambles. Outside of the top 2 guys, Waldo Cortez Acosta, like JP said, isn't looking that great in his recent performances. And I was telling JP before we started filming, I think his win streak's one of the most fraudulent win streaks that we've seen inside the organization. He really hasn't done a whole lot that's been dominant in those fights. He just comes out on top somehow. And a lot of those guys, they either fade because they're heavyweights and they're out of shape, or he's just finding a lucky KO. And I would say not necessarily lucky, but like the Ryan Spann fight. Waldo was getting clipped. He was getting caught as well. He got caught against Spivak in his last fight, and to me, watching Cortez fight, he's kind of slowed down a little bit. And I don't really love that. And if you're going up against a guy in Pavlovich who has a really strong left hand, trust me, you aren't going to be faking getting knocked out. You're not going to be sitting there messing around wobbling. And Sergey, I think he can counter Waldo. I mean, Rosenstrike's a good boxer. He's a good striker. He fought Sergey and then he got cut from the UFC. Can Sergey do the same thing to Waldo Cortez Acosta? If they did, I would be absolutely shocked because Waldo's way better than a lot of these guys in that heavyweight division. But Pavlovich, he's fought some of the best of the best. Don't overthink this one. Let's take Sergey Pavlovich, ride with it. I don't know how you guys want to play it. I'll leave that up to you guys. I'm not touching it. It's a heavyweight fight. Sure, Sergey can find the KO. I mean, it can go to the scorecards. There could be another robbery. Who really knows? But I think pound for pound, I like Sergey a lot better. And JP said I was going to touch on the Volkov fight. I'll try not to be too conceited in myself, but I did tell you guys Alexander Volkov is the man. He'd win that fight by decision. It was like plus 600. No one listened to me. Everyone counted me out. Everyone said I was silly. It was right when we started the show, and bam, guess what? Who was right? Me. So I feel like I know Sergey. I think I know what he brings to the table, and I think he can bring a lot against Waldo, who really hasn't shown us much as of late.
Interesting, man. Very interesting. And I mean, yeah, when Brevin brought up that point, because he told me that about his win streak, let me just run through it and then we'll move on. Okay? So he loses to Rogerio de Lima. Then he beats Breshki. Who is Breshki still in the UFC?
I'm not sure if he is anymore.
I don't know if he got cut or not.
I mean, he just lost to Ryan Spann in July. He might have got let go. He's 1-6
in the UFC. So he beat Breshki. Then he beats Arlovsky, Andrei Arlovsky. Is anybody calling that a good win in 2024?
So Arlovsky was what, 45? He's 46 right now.
Fucking goddamn near. And then he beats Robelis de Spain. Anybody, please stop me when I say a good fighter. And then he beats Ryan Spann, which he was getting clipped in that fight. And then Ryan Spann, again, did what he did, sold. And then Sergey Spivak on a potential robbery. Just saying, Bremen's got a great point. All right, now let's move on. All right, these next two. I mean, the last 3 fights on this card are great. I love them. Maybe I'll wake up at 5, catch these ones, You think that would work? What time you think these are going off at?
Maybe 5. Fingers crossed.
4:30.
You want to be safe.
Shit, it's like another work day for me. All right, Brian Ortega, T-City, going up against the Human Backpack. I don't even know if that's his nickname. No, it's Funkmaster. Of course it is. Aljamain Sterling.
Yeah, this should be a good fight. If you guys have seen both these guys, you'll know that Brian Ortega is a good grappler. He'll look to throw in some arm triangles, take you down, control you, submit you. He's got a good guillotine on him as well. Aljamain Sterling, great wrestler. That's kind of his pedigree. He's held the belt for a long time, lost it to Sean O'Malley, and from there, kind of been so-so, working on the grappling, kind of been out of the UFC. He lost to Mavsvar um, in December of last year and hasn't really fought since. You know, it's been some time. He's doing podcasts, he's doing his thing. But I think in this matchup, we really have to try not to have any bias going into it. We've seen what we've seen out of Brian Ortega as of late, and it just hasn't been a whole lot. I haven't been impressed. Aljamain Sterling, sure he hasn't been fighting recently, but Mavsar and Sean O'Malley, I'll take it. And a lot of people want to see him and Sean run it back because some people are saying that it was just one lucky punch, you know? So we'll see how this fight plays out. But I think Aljamain Sterling's going to have the advantage really anywhere it goes. I like his striking better than Brian's, you know, and I prefer the wrestling from Aljo over just the pure jiu-jitsu from Ortega. So for that, I'm taking Aljamain Sterling.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. And people, I feel like looking at Brian's resume, they're gonna say first thing is, "Hey, he took Diego Lopez long." I don't think so. I think Diego Lopez did him a favor by hitting him twice instead of just once because he woke him up back on the way down. I don't know. They're both great grapplers. I would say Brian's better at jiu-jitsu off his back, right? But then again, I say that, and me and Brevin have said how many times on the show, when you're good at that, you gotta get it, because if you don't, you're on your back the whole time. I mean, sure, Carini Silva just got a win doing that, but that's one in how many that we've have seen that actually went that way, right? And Aljo's going to be the much better offensive grappler, much better offensive wrestler. He gave Movsar Evloev, who is a very good wrestler, everything he could handle, right? And then before that, Calvin Kattar whipped him, dog walked Calvin Kattar. Brian Ortega is getting cooked by Diego Lopez. Before that, he put Yair in a triangle. That was, a comeback win because he was getting pieced up. Before that, he lost because he hurt his shoulder. Okay, he's still getting pieced up. Then Volkanovski beat his ass, which everybody's like, oh, deep guillotine. It was nasty. Yeah, sure it was. But he didn't win, right? Because I tell you guys, guillotines don't work in high-level MMA. They just don't, unless you grab somebody and roll over to your back and help him mount you with it. So that's cool, Kai. And then Chain Sung Junk. Right, so his most two recent wins are against a Yair Rodriguez where he got lucky and came back. And then Chain, whatever. I just think Aljo's decent. He's strong. He's going to be way stronger. He doesn't have to cut all that weight anymore. Give me Aljo.
Yep, I like this fight for him. Come back, and maybe he makes another run at the title.
You think
I think there's an opening there.
over-unders or anything like that's jumping out to you for this one?
Yeah, I mean, I think it could go over. I think it probably goes to decision, probably goes over 2.5. So play that as you may. I don't think Aljo necessarily submits him, but kind of like you were lining out there, I think Aljo can get on top, and Brian Ortega is going to be willing to go on to his back. Aljo's skilled enough, smart enough to not get caught by anything. So then, if you look at it that way, Aljo wins on the scorecards. He could probably steal 2 rounds, maybe win all 3, you know? And that's how I see this fight playing out. Unless I think Aljo could catch Brian with something. Brian's another one of those guys, like, he'll throw with you at times, and he gets hit a lot too. Diego Lopez caught him twice. One knocked him out, and one woke him up. I know we've only been referring to that, but he's been getting pieced up in a lot of his fights. And Aljo, he's a good striker as well as a great wrestler.
100%. Yeah, Aljo, I'd say Aljo by unanimous decision, maybe. Or parlays, maybe.
Yeah, 100%. All right, moving up to the main event, the moment you've all been waiting for. We've got Johnny Walker. How's he in taking on Mingyang Zhang.
I'll tell you why he's in a main event, Brevin. Because he's entertaining. Okay? And it may not be in the way that everybody normally thinks of it, right? You're entertaining, you win fights, you do stuff. Johnny Walker's entertaining, and then Johnny Walker goes to bed. And I'm not going to sit here and yap and tell you all this and act like we're going to pick Johnny Walker. We are picking Mingyang Zhang. What's his nickname? Isn't it something cool?
The Mountain Tiger.
The Mountain Tiger. That's fucking sick. Okay? This dude's going to knock out Johnny Walker. He's disgusting. Big Chinaman who's got disgusting striking right down the pipe. Boom, boom, boom. He can take a shot too, right? Johnny Walker, very entertaining guy. A dumb guy. Gonna blow his shoulder out celebrating. You can't tell me you're not dumb if you do that. I'm just sorry. No contest against Magomed. Accidental, illegal knee. I don't even remember that. I didn't look it up. No need to. Then got knocked out by Magomed and then got knocked out by Volkan Ozdemir. Yes, sure, he's very tall. He's got a long reach. He doesn't use it. He does not use it. Johnny Walker is not a guy who sits at range and snipes at you, moves his head. No, he's not. He's just not. Mingyang Zhang, disgusting. He's a guy who literally they built this card around. There's a reason they're doing this here. Give me Mingyang.
Man, you cannot help but feel like they are just setting Mingyang up for a big time KO to cap off the night in China. Like that to me is what it's screaming. And I don't love that per se. I want them to be competitive, good fights, especially for the main event. But like, I guess I don't know. I would have to go back and look at how the last card played out in China. But there was like a card in where was it, JP? Canada, where all the Canadian fighters like got their ass kicked.
Yeah.
You know, and it was just a bad showing. And it's like if you're gonna go to China, if you're gonna do a card in Canada or England, like you kind of want these guys in their home country to find success. We always see the guys in Abu Dhabi and stuff do really well. But man, they're giving the Mountain Tiger something to just tee off on in the main event. And I think he's going to have a crazy KO win. The whole place is going to go berserk. And Johnny Walker is not going to be doing the worm. He might be seizing on the ground Saturday night because Mingyang Zhang is an absolute killer. And if you're not playing the KO from Zhang, what are we doing? Look at the round 1. Look at the round 2 KO. I think it's there. I think Zhang's going to get it done.
I feel like you have to. Right? We can't sit here after 2 bad KO losses. He's not his brother, man. And I think he should take a page out of his brother's book. Not necessarily just heel hook the guy, but I think he should be diving for legs. Get Mingyang tired, and then you can do whatever you want. But jumping around, those jump knees, all this wild shit, I think it's going to get him clipped, and I think he's going to bed.
He's a weird guy. He's a weird guy. And you're right. There is a reason he's in the main event, because they need their Chinese prize fighter to find a KO, and I think he will. All right, that does it. That does it for the card. That doesn't do it for the show. Don't go anywhere. We have your free show parlays coming your way right now. Starting with Lockeddoor MMA's Lock of the Night. JP, who are you locking up?
I think it's obvious, guys. I think it's obvious with how I just talked about him. The Mountain Tiger. Give me the big boy. All right, wham, bam. He's going to bed. Bing, bang, bosh. Bingo, bango. Give me Mingyang.
Mingyang Zhang for JP. And for my lock to pair with Mingyang, give me the guy in the co-main, Aljo Sterling. I think he's going to dominate Brian Ortega and get it done. Put those two together right now, and that's sure to pay your mortgage next month. All right, moving on. I won't pay the mortgage, guys. Don't bet that much. Goodness gracious. Unless you're me and JP at the blackjack table, and then all we do is win.
Woo!
Let's move on to Brevin's Basics, starting with JP's lock. Give us Mingyang Zhang. I think he's my lock of the card too, as well as our Aljo. Man, I love Mingyang Zhang. And then throw my lock in there, Aljamain Sterling. And to cap us off, the Chinese John Jones. Give me Tayalake Nueraji. I said it again, and I'll say it once more. Tayalake Nueraji to cap us off for Brevin's Basic.
That's funny, man. That is funny. Yeah, not a bad one. Maybe even fucking throw Nurgzhay by KO, because that's how he's winning. You're getting a little juiced into juicer territory.
So we could do Nurgzhay KO, Zhang KO, and then Aljo.
I low-key might run that. All right. Juicer time. You guys love it. I hate it. Somebody always sells. But not out in China. You know what we're selling? We're selling a winner. Okay, that's what we're selling out in China at 3 a.m. You're waking up
Rich man.
a rich man. Okay, you're waking up a new man because the juice are fucking hit, baby. Sit down, shut up, let's do it. Mingyang Zhang had to do it. You can even do it by KO, like we've been saying. I mean, he's a lock for a reason. Throw him in there. Johnny Walker's going to bed when we're waking up. Okay, next one, Aljamain Sterling. Brevin's lock. I mean, lock's a lock. Okay, last weekend it didn't hit. Ligma, it's a new week. This weekend it's hitting. Okay, he's dog walking. Brian Ortega. Sergey Pavlovich, the polar bear, return to form. Let's see him get a win. Let's see him look great, right? Maybe he'll run it back with Tom if he gets a win. I think if he loses and Waldo wins, I think Waldo might be next up. Who knows? But we need some excitement in this goddamn heavyweight division. Jesus Christ, give us something. Throw Sergey in there. Next one, Dog Money. Might be a close fight. Might have to sweat it out. Dog Money, Charles Johnson. Throw him in there over Loner Kavanagh. We just think it's too much, man. It's going to be a damn close fight either way. You know it is. We're going to have to sweat it out. Might get a robbery. Who knows? Is he from China? Is he not? Somebody figure it out. It's freaking me out. I don't understand. Maybe it's because I don't understand history. Whatever. You're from England.
It's not from China. It's a glitch, man. It's a glitch.
You're from England, but you're Chinese. I don't know. Okay. Big ups to England, mate. Next one. Brevin said, give me a size 11. Just kidding. He wears 10s. I wear 12s. I got fat, ugly feet. Give me the right Zhu. Wrong Zhu. You don't think I wear a 12?
No, I don't wear a 10.
Oh.
You roasted me.
I still got the wrong Zhu, but we're putting him in the right Zhu. Okay, give us wrong Zhu. Throw him in there. Brevin caught a stray. You know who else catching a stray? Kyle Daukaus, because he's going to fucking bed. Michel Pereira, last leg, 6 legs. Throw him in there. Juice is juiced. Can we fucking hit one, please? I mean, I know it's a long shot for a reason, but God.
Yeah, man. It's been too long. We got to get the juice in there. We're dying out here. We're thirsty. I'm dehydrated, man. I can't even speak. I'm so dehydrated, I can't pronounce the word. So, JP, please, one time, for the boys that are thirsty, give us the juice. All right, ladies and gentlemen. If you made it this far, make sure to like the video. Leave a comment with who you think is winning. Are you staying up to watch these fights, or are you going to bed? Let us know. And if you're not subscribed, subscribe to the channel. We are the best UFC predictors in the world every single week, and we don't miss a card. We won't miss a card. We refuse to do so. AP, great weekend last weekend. Now we're on to an interesting one in the middle of the night. Maybe I'll be dreaming about it. Chase Hooper wasn't a dream. He was a nightmare. But this weekend, we got some good things going for us. And with that, JP, I'll hand it over to you.
Hey, last weekend we asked you guys to help us out with the algorithm. You definitely did. We appreciate y'all. Let's keep that energy going, okay? Drop a like on the video. All right, let your boys know what you thought. Who's winning? The Mountain Tiger. All right, the Tibetan Eagle. We got some sick-ass nicknames. The Darce Knight. He's not winning. Cool-ass nickname, though. Okay, we love that. Thank you guys for all the love. If you're new here, subscribe every Wednesday. We bring the vibes. We bring the heat. Trying to bring the juice. I'm doing my best. I'm trying to bring the juice. Okay? Final parting words. Your boy's talking shit on kickers all football season long. Okay? Your boy hit a 45-yarder. All right? We got to let the people know. Has nothing to do with fighting. Okay? We had our fantasy football draft. Did punt, pass, and kick. I will say, my leg today, shot.
Same.
I mean, the hammies, no good. But your boy did hit a 45-yarder. I think Brevin hit a 35-yarder, 40-yarder, something like that.
I think it was a little less. But hey, I'll take it. I'm just being honest.
All right, great weekend. Great weekend with the boys. We'll see when we can do it again. Ladies and gentlemen, another weekend, another set of fights. As always, it was a pleasure. Bingo, bango, baby! Hey.